Hello everybody, my name is Ratnos, and welcome to my weekly Vault video here for the first week of patch 10.2.7, which is a patch that doesn't really do that much, adds some story quests and stuff. But notably this week we have the Emissary of War quest. This is the weekly quest. You can pick it up from your dungeon journal or adventure guide place, bonus event dungeons, and this thing will give 2 antique bullion, which is enough to purchase any one item of your choice. So that means this week we'll get 2 bullions from this, 1 from the raid. Next week we get another one from the raid, which means we'll get another bullion purchase next week. And yeah, turbocharges the bullion process. You just have to complete 4 dungeons on mythic difficulty. The easiest way to do this, if you want to just blast through it, is like Ruby Life Pools, M0, blast it 4 times. But I'm going to try and complete this on most of my characters by doing, 4 M+ dungeons this week. So maybe a lot of content happening. But yeah, make sure... Actually, it's not that big of a deal to accept it on every character, because when you zone into a Dragonflight Mythic Dungeon, it'll pop this quest for you. In previous seasons, it was a little bit more important, because if you happened to go to, like, Vortex Pinnacle, it wouldn't pop for you, any of the older dungeons that were being brought back. But all the Dragonflight dungeons are all the M+ dungeons this time, so you should get this popping for you and never accidentally complete a dungeon without having this quest. I still have to decide on my last week's spell. All right, yeah, this character, I said I was going to choose between the 2 sockets and the Myth-Track Pants. I'm new with the Myth-Track Pants. I don't know, I think these are the best stats. Maybe I'll catalyze them, maybe I won't. I'll just grab these, and then let's open up this week's vault. There we go. This week we've got, I think again, I've got 3 Mythic Raid slots, and there's Myth-Track Tier Pants now with Leech. Or a Myth-Track helmet, or Mythic Boots, which I currently have old season boots, or a Ruby Whelp Shell, not a particularly good trinket. Okay, well, Leech is nice, but it's not particularly good on Blood Decay. It's whatever. A helmet is good in theory if I ever want to break old 2-piece, which I don't currently, but maybe Blizzard will incentivize me to do that. I think I'm just going to take these boots. I would get a lot of eye level off the boots. I was thinking about crafting in boots this week, but I'll just take these and then, yeah, pow. And then next week, maybe I'll start taking sockets, because I'll have Myth-Track in pretty much every slot at that point, potentially. So, yeah, this character, the eye level looks pretty low, but that's because I'm keeping on this old 489 tier, because that is correct. That's better defensively and offensively than replacing it, so I don't know, hopefully they change that at some point, but until then, this character is just going to look like it has pretty low eye level, even though it's got some very good, gear in the bags, just waiting to be equipable. Okay, up next is my DH. My DH did a Mythic first 4 last week as Havoc. It's the first time I played Havoc since BFA. Did very poorly, but we did kill all the bosses, or 4 of the bosses, so that's pretty good. Hard to be too upset about that. And yeah, we're looking for in the vault. Honestly, sockets would probably be fine. So I don't think there's too... Yeah, I mean, taking sockets really ain't that bad, but I think you can loot like anything from any of the raids in these Mythic Vault slots. So Aeronog Ring, Broodkeeper Ring, Ominous Chromatic Essence. That thing was pretty good back in the day, at least. Or, ooh, Leech Gloves. I love the sound of Leech. Leech is, again, it's not that hot for Vengeance Demon Hunter, but I don't really want a Chromatic Essence. I don't know. I can buy one of these things with Bullions if I end up playing in a group that has it, but it's not particularly exciting for tanks to have like a stat stick trinket on. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a fine option, but I'm not going to pass up Myth-Track Leech. I think that's probably just too good to pass up. So, yeah, it's good. I mean, I had Hero Track with Speed. Now I have Myth-Track with Leech. I actually think Speed is also really good. All 3 of the tertiaries are kind of... I would say they're pretty close to equal for Vengeance in particular. All right, here's my Warrior. My Warrior actually did 2 Mythic bosses in main raid. So I've got that. I've got a 1 Mythic Raid slot and 1 Mythic Plus slot. So we're hoping to see something good, because I don't want to take sockets. Because I already have... Well... Yeah, I don't really like any of the tank trinkets, so I'm going to go arms loot spec. I don't want to see one-handers or shields or two-handers. There's less two-handers in the pool than there are one-handers plus shields. I am going to still see one of those two-handers after swapping to arms, so that's unfortunate. And this actually wouldn't be that bad to take for crest efficiency, except I already actually have one. I have a Mythtrack polearm, and the way to use this is I'm going to upgrade this before upgrading my shield, because that just saves me crest. It costs me flight stones, but it saves me crests in the long run to upgrade that first. But Mythtrack shoulders, Mythtrack tier shoulders as well. That's going to save me a charge of the catalyst, which is already becoming a resource that, you don't, with the third catalyst charge being available this week, you kind of are out of need for catalyst charges unless you are multi-catalyzing. Like, unless you're catalyzing champion track shoulders and then hero track shoulders, right? Like, unless you're catalyzing the same slot multiple times. But if you've been disciplined about it, if you've been avoiding catalyzing lower track gear than you have easy access to, then the third catalyst slot, in theory, is just 4-piece, even if you didn't get assigned any tier, as long as you could get that AOTC token. And then starting next week, we're still getting catalyst charge next week, and the week after, and the week after that. So even if you've done something inefficient now, that gets fixed next week, and worst case the week after. All right, I'm making sure I grab this quest on all my guys. This is my monk. My monk actually only did 1 key last week, so this character is in tremendous danger of seeing a non-useful item. I guess it would just be a weapon. Algathar puzzle box. Okay, I don't think that's very good either. I don't think this is the kind of trinket that we're super interested in. I'm still going to take it. It's eye level. At the worst, it will help me upgrade for saving crest, which is a resource I'm limited on. But yeah, I don't think this is something that I'm super excited by at all. Let's swap over now, and we can take a look at. I think that was one of the least filled vaults I'd have. My paladin, I think, also. I don't know if I did any raid content on my paladin. I might have. I'm trying to remember. I think I remember being in the raid on a prop paladin. I don't remember which difficulty. I think it was probably heroic. Yeah, I think I probably did some heroic bosses on prop paladin, I think. Maybe I did. I definitely did a key as ret. Okay, let's take a look. Remember to get our dungeon quest. Bang. And we're on the move. Oops, we'll miss the door. Okay, loot spec. Prot, I think, yeah, I still don't have a good shield. Oh, I picked up Golak with my Bullion, so hopefully we don't see a big weapon. Oh, I did Heroic, yep. So we've got a bunch of hero track gear here. We could go champion to hero in the cloak. We could get speed on our belt. We could go old tier to hero there. But I think it's pretty obvious Mythtrack helmet. From it looks like I didn't do a 10. I did a 9 or an 8 or something on this guy, so minus a little bit of value, but that is okay. And yeah, it looks like I have 5-piece on right now, so I can just make this upgrade immediately and still have 4-piece. I still have a Void Touch Curio from Season 2 as well, so if I ever need some old Season 2 tier, I can use that. Let's just make sure we use our Helm Enchant before we forget. By the way, this week, now that Amir Drasil is awakened, there are a couple characters of mine that I need to go and make sure I get that Helm Enchant quest finished on. Okay, so yeah, this character, decent gear situation. I need to get a better shield at some point, but maybe I'll buy that with my bullions this week. I don't know. The bonus bullions are going to go kind of hard. That's like, 2 extra bullions this week is huge, right? This means instead of getting our second bullion purchase next week, we're getting it this week, and we're getting our third next week instead of our second. That's kind of crazy, right? Like, you could have weapon, trinket, ring, for instance, by next week, which is a very powerful set of things. Okay, here is my Druid, which I actually healed some content on. I think I healed 1 key, and I want to say I healed Mythic raid on, because I think we needed healers. I don't remember. We're gonna go loot spec. I'm actually gonna go loot spec resto. I want a healing weapon, and I already have a hero track. Yeah, I already have a hero track agi thing. Oh, Spoils of Neltharis. That thing is really good for some specs. I don't think it's particularly good for, like, Resto or anything. I don't know if this is... I don't think this would be good for Moonkin either, because it's a 2-minute CD. Also, I don't really want to play Moonkin. There's a big upgrade on Belt available here, or an Offhand. Now, the Offhand would go kind of hard with Vakash, the caster stick, which I think is something that Resto Druid probably wants. Okay, I've just taken a look at some guides, and indeed, Spoil is not a particularly exciting trinket for the old... Definitely not for Resto. Not that hot for Balance either. Not the end of the world, but I don't really want to play Balance anyways. So I think I'm going to go with this Offhand, and then I'll buy the Vakash stick and have some good options. I mean, this Dragonhide belt will work for both Resto and Guardian, right? It's a good belt, but I think I want to get this Offhand, because it's hard to find things that are held in the Offhand. I don't know, like, there's a few sources of them, but on the Myth track, you know, I'm just going to grab this. The stats are really good as well, like Mastery Haste. That's good for Balance, at least. I don't know how good it is for Resto. I think for Resto, Mastery is one of those stats that how good it is gets hotly debated by different kinds of players. At least that's how I remember it going. Either way, let's move on to my Hunter. My Hunter cleared Heroic, I think. I think I did. Yeah. I don't know. It's all blurring together. Last week there was a lot of Heroics run, which this week I want to do a lot of keys and a lot of Heroics. It's gonna be a lot of stuff happening. Got to get it all done though before Mop Remix and D4 Season 4 come out, because yeah, that'll be so much content to do. Okay, so yeah, Hunter. I'm pretty sure I did Heroic, because that's how I was able to upgrade Neltharix to 515. Then right now, yeah, Serve Loot Spec. I actually don't want to be Serve Loot Spec, but I don't want to be BM or MM either. So I guess I'm going to stay Serve Loot Spec. I just really don't want to see any weapons. I think there are more bows than polearms. I don't know. Okay. Beacon to the Beyond is available here, as is some, I don't know, I guess there's a lot of eye level there. So getting this shoulder here is, I actually think, not good. I think I already have shoulders in my bags. I just didn't have enough catalyst charges. Okay, cool. We go with the belt. That's a lot of eye level. And it's Myth track. All this other stuff is Hero track. I don't know if Beacon is good. It probably isn't for any Hunter specs. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that would be. Like, even for Serve, which I think it would probably be the most interesting on use for, it's a Mastery trinket, which Mastery is very icky. Okay, so yeah, I have one piece of new tier, and then I have, oh god, there's been a dragon riding incident. That's embarrassing. Luckily, I can generate some extra vigor, but that was, oof. If that was the start of the expansion, I would have been smashed into the wall there, and I would have been waiting, 4 minutes to get my vigor back. Okay, so yeah, I have 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, and now with this week's catalyst charge, what do I need? I need gloves or chest piece. Do I have any of those things to catalyze? Yeah, 506 gloves, looks like. All right, let's do it. Let's make 4 piece. That surely that's good. Obviously, I could wait and see what I get from content and things, but I think if I do this, it's hard to go wrong. Now I have 4 piece on my Hunter. On new eye level, including Myth track, Hero track. I guess one Myth track, 3 Hero track. Pretty happy. My Mog is kind of on point because it's all the Vault of the Incarnate. It's the Vault of the Incarnate's Mog from the tier plus the Neltharix. Once I upgrade all these things, they're going to all change colors to the mythic colors. That's going to be good. It's going to be good. This character is starting to get kind of real. 498, Neltharix that just needs some crests to be upgraded. Trinkets are kind of garbage, but that's a problem that can be fixed. Maybe this will be an Aranog ring purchased this week for my Bullions, Pretty good. It's all starting to come together. Dratno shots, surprisingly. This character just got pretty lucky with getting some gear out of the heroic raid, so it is pretty much ready to game. All right, up next is my Warlock. I don't think I inflicted my Warlock upon any heroic groups last week. I think I just did 1 keystone, so we're going to be really, really rolling the dice here. Let's see what we can pick up as a loading screen. It's taking a long time, long time. Okay, there it goes. Here we go. Khadgar's gonna have a little conversation with us when we zone in as well, but we can click out of that, and gotta remember to take our dungeon quest as well. You actually, again, you don't really have to remember it. It'll pop when you go into a dungeon, but I get paranoid. I like to take those quests just to make sure. Okay, yeah. Suggested content. There we go. There's Khadgar. That's good, Khadgar. We'll figure that out later. Okay. So I've already got a hero track staff, but I wouldn't mind seeing a myth track one. And I don't know, some cool trinket, myth track tier. All right. I mean, a belt is not particularly good. That's not, that's not amazing or anything, but it's something. It's not a bad trinket, right? Pretty much anything would have been good here except a bad trinket, and we managed to dodge that. So, yeah, pretty happy. What did I take out of my vault? Oh, wow, this character already has 2 tokens of air. Okay, there must have been something really bad in my vault last week. I don't remember what it was, but I probably blocked it from my memory, whatever horrible thing this character saw. So, all right, here's my mage. My mage did normal raid and 1 keystone. So I'm actually hoping that I have a bad item in my vault from the 1 keystone, because then I can justify taking my 2 sockets out of this vault this week and be pretty happy. Because this character is kind of unlikely to generate, 3-slot vaults that let you get 6 tokens of merit all that often. Suggested content, bonus event, click off Khadgar, zoom into the vault, speedrun mode engaged. Yeah, let's see what we can pick up here. Kind of not too much that would make us sad, really, because, worst case, we'd be taking sockets. Okay. I mean, I think I'm supposed to still take this over sockets. I don't know. Like, sockets are good. But this coming week, I'll do at least 4 dungeons, right? So I'm taking the myth track stuff. I don't really have anything good to socket, and I guess I could buy the rings and stuff with bullions, but we'll just put that on. We'll find somewhere else to put blue silken lining. Easy enough. All right, next character is my Shaman. My Shaman just did 1 keystone, so here we're really hoping for something incredible out of the vault here. I kind of want to retool this character into being a Resto Shaman, because I want to have another character to heal on that's not just my Druid. And Ellie Shaman is kind of beans, I don't know. Like, Ellie Shaman, it's sort of fun. Like, you're doing all these cool lava burst spams. You're shooting out like lava bursts at 4 targets. And then you look at the damage meters, and it's just bad. Now, obviously, I could be playing better. Obviously, my gear is very bad now compared to these 2 main raiders or whatever. But still, even given all that, it's especially bad. So we expect Ellie's fine because we don't really want to see any resto trinkets. But yeah, I'd like to see a myth track staff here. Okay, a myth track one-hander. It's kind of interesting, because if this was an offhand, I would take it, and then I think you go Vakash. But maybe I'll just take Dreambinder? But I guess I gotta take this, because tokens of merit are so bad to only take 2 of. Yeah, it's not good. This is one-handers were one of the really bad outcomes we could take out of this slot. I'm gonna take it anyways, but I'm definitely not happy about it. Now I gotta find myself an offhand to equip with it. But worst case, it will save me upgrade cost. Actually, it won't even save me upgrade cost, really. That is the thing, right? Because, like, it'll be better for me to find a 2-hander to upgrade to then save me upgrade costs. Yeah, just horrendous. Really, really unfortunate outcome. Maybe I should have taken 2/3 of a socket. I don't know. That's okay. The good news is, I don't care about that character, so bad things happening to it does not bother me too much. But it definitely wasn't. That was probably bottom like 5% outcomes, along with all the bad trinkets that you could find in the vault there. Okay, here is my priest. This priest, looking kind of sheepish, furtive, as Khadgar's talking about the Harbinger and stuff. No, priests definitely weren't involved in the creation of this threat. We're going to take a look at what's in the vault here. This character got pretty lucky last week with the Tome of Unstable Power, even though they did just nerf that. I did do Heroic on this character, and we are being offered some Heroic tier, but we're also being offered Mythic Pants, which has got to be gotta be a no-brainer here. You know, Myth Track's just so good. Hero Track is so bad. We're gonna take the Myth Track, chuck it in the Catalyzer. I actually already had Champion Track Pants as well available, but yeah, the problem for me now is that I don't have other slots ready to be catalyzed, but surely that will be a problem that solves itself in my 4 dungeons and in my maybe heroic I do on this character. Actually, do I have Helm Enchant? What's the situation on this quest? Amir Drasil. Oh, okay. I'm still. I need like a full clear so I can get my Helm Enchant on this guy. All right, logging out. Let's see what we've got on Dratnos the Rogue. Okay, this character did 1 key. I think it did some heroic raid. Don't remember. I think I did. I think I did like 8 bosses of heroic, which is kind of a shame because I think I missed Kazara. I really should have gone and killed Kazara, so I would have gotten the AOTC token. But this week, I guess I could get that from old Amir Drasil, but I probably won't. Maybe I'll get it from M+ score. Maybe I'll get it from 2K and M+. What's my score looking like right now? Yeah, I just need to make sure I do these 6 dungeons. I guess that's pretty unlikely as well. All right, bonus event dungeons. Bang. Yeah, I purchased a Grief Torch with my Bullions. I've got Hero Track weapons. Loot spec is Outlaw. I don't really want to see a one-hander. I don't really want to see a dagger either, but I think there's less of those. I don't know. We're going loot spec Assassination. Let's see what happens. We're going to pick up a Thunderous Dawnburst Ring, a Verse Haste weapon, or Storm Eater's Boon, that is Hero Track. A Hero Track Tier Pants. I mean, the problem with the ring is I am going to want to go... first of all, Haste isn't a great stat. Verse is good. But do I have... Okay, next question. How am I doing on collecting the 3 parts of the mount? It looks like I don't have the other rings for making the mount. If I did, I would probably have made a pretty reckless decision here and taken this so that I could get the mount. But yeah, I still need that mount. I have like 2 of the 3 rings on various characters, but no character with all 3 yet. But surely this season I will collect them. Okay, so we're not going to take the ring. I think I'm just going to take the Hero Track Tier Pants. Storm Eater's Boon is something, but I don't think I'm super interested in it on Outlaw. Let's quickly check. Let's quickly check some like guides and stuff. Pop on over to the Wowhead Outlaw guide, see what they mention here for trinkets and stuff. Yeah, Grief Torch. I do want Grief Torch. That's non-use. I don't know. Boon is suspicious. It's not the end of the world. Like, the thing about Boon, like, you can just hit Cloak and then Boon, and usually that's fine. Or Boon and then Cloak if a Swirly lands on you. But I don't think I'm really that interested. If I want one of these, I can get it on the Awakened track as well. So I think I'm just going to go with the... Although, on the other hand, you know, if you're taking Hero Track tier out of your vault, that's kind of bad, right? Like, you could get this out of an M+ run and use your Catalyst charge on it. And, like, you know, what are we doing here, right? What are we doing if we're taking this thing? It's a short-term upgrade now, but, like, I need the sockets. I'm going to need the sockets eventually. I'm going to take the sockets. You know what? I'm taking the sockets. I'm taking the sockets because I'm probably going to buy an Aranog ring, like, this week. I'll want a socket for it. There we go. You can't stop me. I'm buying the sockets because there's a good chance this character is never going to see, like, 3 slots in a vault again. And if it does, then that means I'll have done enough keys that I'll probably have just found, you know, Hero Track pants that I could catalyze anyway. So, yeah, in conclusion, Hero Track from the vault, bad. Don't take. You can get it from dungeons. Gotta be disciplined. You gotta be looking nice and far into the future, the point which you've already quit the patch and aren't playing that character anymore. Alright, maybe that doesn't make much sense. I don't know. I can do whatever I want. Here's my Evoker, my last character of today's video. We're going to take the quest, click off Khadgar, and this character, this character is really hurting. I need to do a heroic Sarkareth and get my stupid legendary, which I still don't have. Opening in Dev. Ruby Whelp Shell. Oh, dude, if this had been a spoils, that would have been pretty cool. I'm going to take the Ruby Whelp Shell. My trinkets are bad. Ruby Whelp Shell is also bad. but it's high itemable. So at some point it will save me crests. And crests are a resource that I don't have too much of. You know, if I'm playing this character for like push keys again this season, then there will be some point in the future when I have more than enough crests. But at that point, I'll have more than enough everything, and the decision won't have mattered too much. So let's grab that. Let's put that on, and let's just train it real quick. I think there's actually a stat buff that's pretty good. It's like, let's see, hang on. Ruby, Whelp Shell, Wowhead. There's like a guide for how this thing works. Yeah, there's a how to train your Ruby Whelp Shell. Very high damage trinket. So you can get, I think you want the crit buff, right? There's a crit buff and a haste buff. Okay, maybe the haste buff is better. Well, maybe I want both, actually. Maybe I'll do 3 and 3. So target yourself when there are 3 or more allies within 6 yards of you. So within the healing dummies in Valdrakken works for this. So we find the healing dummies, get in here, target myself, bang. And there's actually a weak aura for this as well that shows you which one you've been tracking, which I have installed, but I don't have it loaded. But once I... Ruby Whelp training. Yeah, you can see this character actually already has Whelp Shell training as well from Season 1, I guess. I have 2 on the warmth buff and 1 on the under red wing. So these must be the haste and crit buffs. All right. Anyways, that's enough stalling for this week. That's enough vaults for this week. Some characters are coming along nicely. Here's this add-on, I guess, not working as the reset. We'll pop over to saved instances instead. Yeah, some characters are in a little bit more pain than others. The Hunter actually doing really well. The Priest doing pretty okay. This week will be the big week when we finish all our set bonuses, you know, buy with our second bullions, craft with our sparks maybe, although I'd have to do a lot of keys to get enough crests to be able to do that. But maybe I will this week. I don't know. We'll see. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope your vaults have been better than mine were. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.